Hi. I recently had a customer who asked me about how to make transitions when changing colors in a crochet project. So I thought I would show everyone how I do it. I use these sponge curlers as bobbins. I wind around them as much yarn as I can get in the colors that I'm going to be using for my project. The pink ones are supposed to be the larger ones, although I've learned that there are two different sizes of pink ones. Some of them are slightly larger than the other, but you get what you get, right? So I always try to wrap as much yarn around them as I can so that I don't have multiple knots doing connecting colors or connecting yarns through the one color. This particular project obviously is red, white, and blue, so those are the colors of yarn that I have wrapped around my bobbins. And I thought I would show you how to do the transitions between the colors, because that was something that she also wanted to know. I wanted to let you know too, using these bobbins is very handy. You can operate them with one hand most of the time. Yes, they do sometimes fall apart, and it's frustrating. But the cool thing about them is you can get them out of your way as you work your project and bring them over when you need to. So I'm going to show you how to make the color transitions. This is a single stitch, and I'm going to show you, you just use your thumb to pop through and pull back a little bit to release some of the yarn. And work along in your project as normally you would. And I'm just going to finish up a few of these stitches here. Till I get to the end of this color per the number of stitches on the pattern and make the color transition that I wanted to show to you. All right, coming to the end of the blue, I'm going to go ahead and put it to the back so that bobbin is out of the way. You're going to start your last stitch, yarn over, pull through, stop right here. Do not finish this stitch in blue. You're going to want to grab your next color, and in my instance it's white, of course. I'm only going to make a couple of these stitches, so I only need a little bit of yarn. But you yarn over and finish color A with color B. Okay? And then see this little piece right here? This is where the piece that kind of joins through. So for my first stitch, I always try to go through that loop and begin my first stitch. It just makes kind of a smoother edge. So you're going to pull it tight. I'm only going to do a couple of stitches in white. So again, do not finish the stitch. Throw that spool over, pull the next one through. I'm going to make quite a few stitches in red, as you can see, so I'm going to need quite a bit of yarn, and showing you how to make this transition. You yarn over and pull through, finishing that stitch. So your next stitch, again, you're going to kind of put your hook through that little odd portion of your change over, and then you just begin doing your regular stitches. Okay, so as you can see, it does make quite a smooth transition rather than putting a knot on every row. You don't want to do that. Yes, there's a little bit of V-ing, I guess you would call this right here. This is actually the back side of my pattern. So when I flip it over and get my spools out of your way, it doesn't really look too bad. This is the first part of an N for this pattern. So it seems like every time I post about these spools, people kind of go crazy. They think it's the greatest thing since sliced bread. And you can see my whole project. I have like all these curlers all over the place, but it's certainly a lot easier than using a skein of yarn or a ball of yarn as you go. It can be operated with one hand. I fill each one as much as I can. I have several packs of these, but you can get an 8-pack at the Dollar Tree for $1, obviously. So you probably want to buy quite a few of them, especially if you keep going between whips. Let me know if you like this video. If you have any other questions, go ahead and drop them in and I'll answer if I can. I hope this works for you. If it doesn't, that's cool. Use your method, whatever works for you. A lot of people use little pieces of cardboard, but I find these to be very easy to use. It doesn't snag the yarn because it's all sponge. When I wrap very, very tight to begin with so I can fill the spool up as much as possible to avoid those transition knots. Looking forward to your feedback, and I hope this helps you. Happy crocheting from Gran's Naughty Hobby.